Welcome on back to another episode of Comic Conquest. We just finished Moon Knight last week. What'd you think, August?
Oh man, like I loved it when Dracula came down and then Iron Man also descended from above and like blasted everybody, and then Moon Knight was like, "Thanks, dude."
We're back, of course, and we got an important topic to talk about, August. Me and you, of course, big Star Wars fans.
Massive Star Wars fans.
And, of course, we were gassed to hear that there was going to be more movies after the prequel.
Oh god, you know when episode Force Awakens was announced, I was like, holy shit. I know I kind of missed out on the hype of the prequels. I was a little too young to be like in that hype. And you know, I was far too young to be hyped for the original series. So, you know what? The sequels, I've got my own series to be hyped for. Let's go.
And the Disney came and they spat in our face. And they said, you Star Wars fans?
Fuck you.
No. Fuck you.
We're gonna make a mess. And they did.
Of course, everybody's upset. I don't know. I actually don't. Please tell me if you know someone that likes the sequel trilogy. All three of them.
I keep seeing shit on on fucking Instagram. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't get it. Someone explain. Someone write down in the comments a 1,000 word essay about why
the sequels are better than
we perceive them to be. But
anyway,
after the sequel trilogy has come out and really just created a mess, there are a couple Dave Filoni interesting bits and pieces going around, right? We've got something like, that wasn't specifically Dave Filoni, but The Mandalorian comes out. Mandalorian eventually has the debut of certain characters, and in one of Dave Filoni's series, Star Wars Rebels, we got some interesting tidbits, which could lead to an interesting alternate universe.
So of course, we're talking about how Ahsoka can save Star Wars.
Ahsoka has become the fans' chosen one, whereas Anakin is the in-universe chosen one. Yeah. Ahsoka has become a new hope, if you will, of the Star Wars community.
Yeah, and we'll get into the theory, right? So, August, of course, mentioned it. Mandalorian came out, Book of Boba Fett came out, and those shows, we like them.
They're good.
But the timelines and the way that things mesh, I don't want to see the sequels. We cut these bitches off. And the theory is, August, that in the Star Wars Rebels, so in Episode 9, right?
Yeah.
The Rise of Skywalker, there is a moment where Rey is becoming the god of Star Wars, and she's just so powerful for no reason, and she hears everybody's voice. And of course, we hear Ashley Eckstein, Ahsoka's voice actor, has like a line or something. I don't know the bullshit. I mean, the movie's a bunch of bullshit, so I don't know what she says.
I think I've seen it once.
Yeah, it's presumed. She says the line with a bunch of Force ghosts, so it's presumed that she's
dead.
Yeah, and that is where this theory gets its legs, right? So,
well, it's where it gets its start. It's just a start. The legs, they grow.
If Ahsoka is dead, of course, Star Wars Rebels, in the episode The Twilight Princess, that's a Legend of Zelda game. The Twilight something Apprentice, I forget what it is.
Probably. It sounds about right.
Twilight. The finale of season 2, I believe. Of course, we get the showdown between Maul, Kanan, Ezra, Ahsoka versus the Inquisitors and Vader. And in that episode, we see Ahsoka is presumed to be dead. Well, Ahsoka dies. It's canon. Ahsoka dies. The place collapsed, and all we see is Vader hobble out of the fucking wreck.
Just because he's so pissed off all the time that he can't die. He's too pissed to die.
And the owl, it should be mentioned, the owl flies away. So, we assume
he did.
Yeah, and this would follow with Rise of Skywalker, right?
Yes,
So
this is the timeline that eventually leads into the sequel trilogy, where Ahsoka is not there to intervene in a couple of ways, and we will see now.
Couple key moments.
Couple key moments.
In the next season of Star Wars Rebels, we get the episode of World Between Worlds where we explore the Lothal Jedi Temple.
Mhm.
And we get the introduction of, I wish it had a more creative name, the World Between Worlds, which is the place where Ezra goes. Of course, at this point, Kanan has passed away, blown up to a piece. There's no pieces of him left. He's dead. And died in an explosion. And Ezra is going through the World Between Worlds, and we see him pull Ahsoka out of a time.
What? What can I do? Ahsoka!
And it's canon that A World Between Worlds is between time and space and the reality of life and death or whatever bullshit. It's not bullshit. Dave Filoni, you're saving Star Wars. And he pulls Ahsoka out. And then we see her re-enter our timeline. It'd also be mentioned Palpatine realizes that A World Between Worlds exists. He somehow knows. And they eventually seal A World Between Worlds off from the Lothal Temple. And this is when Ahsoka comes back into the timeline, and this would be our new reality, right?
This would be this is the divergence where the two separate, and now we have two alternate timelines: one where the sequel trilogy happens, and one where the Book of Boba Fett. Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian, and of course the Ahsoka series, if this were to be true, will take place, right? This is the divergence. And how do we know such kind of differences that happen? Well, in the sequel trilogy, we have Snoke. Snoke is revealed to be a lame-ass clone, but at this point, we didn't know that a clone could, it was established previously that a clone couldn't have force powers.
Yeah, force powers.
So, the only remnants of your father that you have in you, who would definitely not throw that over your shoulder, even though, it's just, it doesn't work character-wise. But
then for it to be just buried in the sand of Tatooine, where your father's was born into slavery and his mother was beaten and killed, and
your aunt and uncle were burned alive, and your so many things. Why would you? No. Oh, without Ahsoka. Okay, this is right. This is just a big part. Because Dan has to go to Ahsoka, right? He has to go talk to her. And he's like, you're a Jedi. Please take him. Train him. She's like, no, you can't. But you can go to this place and have Grogu call someone. Remember? He goes and sits on the little ball, and he's beaming up, and he's like, looking for master. He puts out a Craigslist ad, right? And so that wouldn't have happened. So Grogu would have never been trained in any capacity, and that would have
so that's actually a great point. That the Gideon would have found them, tracked them. He would have taken Grogu. Grogu would have never called for Luke. The Death Troopers would have stormed in as Din. So if we play it out, Din goes to rescue him. The Death Troopers, or what are they called? Death Troopers? I forget what the robots are called.
I think they are Death Troopers.
They would storm in, and they would lose because the Death Troopers would overpower Din, and Luke would never come.
Yeah, there's no Luke, so they'd eventually get eliminated.
Which would give the Empire the genetic material to clone Snoke, Palpatine, bullshit, Rey, Jesus, God, whatever.
There's also the idea that without Grogu being trained in any capacity, or Luke and Grogu's time together, Luke wouldn't have learned how to deal with someone so powerful and possibly young and slightly reckless, which would then affect his relationship with Ben,
Kylo.
which would eventually lead to Kylo. So having Grogu and being like, oh, okay, look, you need to make this choice. I can't make it for you, and I'm not just gonna fucking murder you in your sleep. That's clearly not a good idea. I'm thinking about this.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like killing you in your sleep is not a cool move. But yeah, so I feel like there's so much here that could, and it's already worked in so well and natural that you could 100% just
Just a little nudge,
just a little one cut. all these you just go, and then you just keep it down there. And if anybody wants to come, you go look here it is. I like this theory. I like it a lot. It's kind of the one that I believe in because I really don't like this.
It's our headcanon.
This is the official Comic Conquest headcanon.
And let us know what you thought. Let us know your thoughts on the theory. How do you like the sequels? I mean, we said at the beginning of the video, I don't think many people like all 3 sequel movies. But if you do, tell us why. Tell us why they should stay, and I'll tell you that you're fucking wrong.
No, we support your ability to have an opinion, but that opinion does not stand for this channel. Okay. You can say what you want, but we'll laugh about it in our private time. Thank you.
Like, comment, subscribe. Come back.
We'll be here for another theory video. Next time, it's why Cole's single.